Welcome to HPU All Access. We're on the air tonight with the latest right here in North Carolina. A new vision was unveiled for the North Carolina school system. Plus, more on NASA's astronauts who finally returned home following a delay.
A new Southwest Airlines policy will cause many passengers to pay more to fly. And the High Point Panthers traveled to Providence, Rhode Island for a March Madness showdown against Purdue. These stories and more coming up. All Access starts right now. Welcome back to another episode of HPU All Access. I'm Noelia Velasquez.
And I'm Jake Gutman.
Education is the foundation of our future, and North Carolina is stepping up to the plate. At the 2025 North Carolina Association of School Administrators Conference, Governor Josh Stein and Superintendent Mo Green unveiled a bold vision for our schools. They proposed a 10.6% raise for teachers, robust safety improvements, and stricter cell phone policies to foster focused learning. Their plan also includes universal free breakfast, increased mental health support, and a $4 billion bond to renovate and build school facilities. These initiatives aren't just policies. They're a commitment to investing in our educators, empowering our students, and shaping a brighter future for our communities.
High Point University is on the final stage of its extraordinary expansion. Here to break it down for us is Jake Vesey. He joins us live tonight from outside the proposed new Chairman Library location.
Jake and Noelia, the Kenneth F. Kahn School of Law and the Workman School of Dental Medicine have entered their final stages. Those projects are in the final stages of being completed, but this board right behind me here is in the final stage of being started. I want to go over a few different things. The Workman School of Dental Medicine and the Kenneth F. Kahn School of Law welcomed their inaugural classes this past fall with 60 dental students and more than 70 law students. The large-scale design and technology featured in the new buildings reflects the importance of the new programs. Each facility will provide cutting-edge learning spaces for students to practice the skills that they will use in the courtroom or dental office. Images show the process that has been made where the university says 200 workers are working on the twin buildings and will add 77,000 square feet of more academic space. The buildings are noted to be at 80% complete. Now, what's unclear right now is what exactly will be located inside of the new library. We've reached out to administrators for comment, but we have yet to hear back. Reporting live tonight from outside the proposed location of the new Chairman Library, I'm Jake Vesey for All Access News.
Jake, thank you for that. We look forward to all of the new buildings being built.
Despite topping the box office, Disney's new Snow White remake is off to a rocky start. The film opened at just $43 million domestically, far below expectations. Controversy has followed the film since its announcement, with lead actress Rachel Zegler's criticism of the 1937 original and its feminist rewrite sparking backlash. Disney's choice to replace the Seven Dwarfs with CGI magical creatures also upset many in the dwarfism community. Not to mention, there's also been rumors about tension between Zegler and her co-star Gal Gadot, who portrays the evil queen. With a nearly $300 million budget, Snow White faces a steep climb to break even, and Disney's remake strategy is now under serious scrutiny.
The sun is shining and warm weather has made a return to the Triad. Lauren Shenna is here with the weather report.
Good evening, I'm Lauren Shenna with your all-access weather forecast for the week ahead, covering Tuesday, April 1st through Monday, April 7th. Let's take a look at what's coming our way. On Tuesday, the skies clear up following today's storms, bringing sunshine and lower humidity, a great day to be outside. On Wednesday, partly sunny and comfortable, a perfect midweek weather. For Thursday, warm and humid with cloudy skies. There's a chance of rain and thunderstorms, especially in the morning. On Friday, another warm day with some high clouds, but overall it'll be pleasant. Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds with warm temperatures, great for outdoor plans, maybe even a splash in the Slane pool. Sunday will be cloudy and windy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms later in the day. And Monday, the week ends on a sunny and cooler note, nice and refreshing. As we move into April, keep an eye on the forecast, especially with the chance of storms early in the week. Remember, April showers brings May flowers. Stay safe and enjoy the week ahead. Back to you guys.
Lauren, thank you.
In a surprising twist for party lovers, Party City is saying goodbye to some of its stores as it restructures its business. While a few locations are closing, fear not. The party spirit isn't going anywhere. Liquidation sales mean you might snag your favorite decorations and costumes at a bargain. So it's time to celebrate savings. Retail experts joke that even if the party stops in one spot, the fun will keep rolling online and at the remaining stores. So go grab your party hat and enjoy the ride. This isn't the end, just a change in the celebration.
Customers of Southwest Airlines are feeling disappointed as the airline makes a major policy change. Southwest has officially ended its iconic bags fly free policy that lasted for over 50 years. Starting May 28th, most passengers will now be charged for checked luggage, a major shift from the brand's longtime identity. The airline says the move is necessary to stay competitive and offset rising operational costs. While premium customers will still receive baggage benefits, the change has sparked frustration among loyal travelers. Many worry that Southwest is losing what made it unique in the crowded airline industry. Critics say that this could backfire as the airline risks alienating its core customer base.
A cute cafe and bakery located in Winston-Salem brings the baked goods to the next level. Our Lauren Shenna took a trip there to try it out.
Cupcake Cuties, located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, is a local treasure. Serving up products from local businesses and serving the local community, Cupcake Cuties is the place to be. Find out why.
We're in the town of Walberg, but we serve a lot more than just Walberg. We're kind of in the middle of a lot of different areas.
Cupcake Cuties has something for everyone. In addition to their extensive menu, they hold events and try to get involved in the community as much as they can.
We work a lot with schools. We're doing a reading on Read Across America Day. We do things for seniors, so we try to do like bingo. One thing we're going to do for Valentine's Day is we're going to partner with a few nursing homes, give them all a treat, have kids color little pictures, and we're going to give them all a little balloon. We've done cake decorating classes with special needs. We try to focus on things like that.
Cupcake Cuties does holiday events and everything in between.
Our Christmas event, that's our biggest event of the year. Usually on the first Sunday of December. It kind of just depends on where it hits. We have massive crowds for that. We actually had to hire a sheriff to come and block traffic out here so people could walk across the street. But it's a lot of fun. Every day in December that we're open, we had a cupcake ornament. So anybody that finds a cupcake ornament get a free half dozen cupcakes. Some of the same people come to it. And then we have kids and we have adults do it.
But when you come to Cupcake Cuties, you won't just find cupcakes. They support local businesses all around North Carolina.
Being from born and raised North Carolina, I am a big fan of Cheerwine, and when I went in there I noticed that they had a whole Cheerwine drink section. They even had a Cheerwine cupcake, which, let me tell you, so delicious.
We carry Homeland Creamery, which is a dairy farm in Julian. We carry Hershey's, and they're also local too to North Carolina. We carry Nisa's Sausage, they're out of Greensboro. We carry Cheerwine. We have frozen meals that we carry from local places. That's important to us.
For Newspoint, I'm Lauren Shenna.
When we return, Western North Carolina firefighters continue their firefighting efforts. Plus, Will O'Brien brings us the politics update.
Plus, the latest on devastating plane crash in Washington, D.C. All Access will be right back.
The fresh hotness is back in pizza. Detroit-style pizza.
you need any type of editing, videography, graphics, photography, or any type of podcasting, reach out to us at any of the links on the screen. We can complete that job for you at an affordable price at YNB Media.
In western North Carolina, local firefighters and emergency crews are working hard to contain wildfires and protect our communities. Through controlled burns, aerial water drops, and unwavering dedication, they are making progress in the face of challenging conditions. The community support and solidarity reminds us that even in difficult times, we stand strong together. Our hearts are with those affected, and we are grateful for the brave men and women on the front lines. Stay safe and know that brighter days are ahead.
A tourist submarine has sunk off Egypt's Red Sea coast, leaving several passengers dead and others missing. The sub, which offered underwater tours of coral reefs, reportedly experienced a catastrophic mechanical failure during a routine dive. Emergency crews raced to the scene, recovering several bodies and continuing rescue operations late into the night. Egyptian authorities have launched a full-scale investigation into the tour company's safety protocols. This tragedy has raised urgent questions about tourism safety standards around the world, especially in the region's booming dive and adventure industry. Cassandra Kreishnik is here with information on the political debate surrounding the Trump administration and the Alien Enemies Act. Cassandra?
Thank you, Jake. Moving into national news, the limits of executive power and judiciary checks and balances are in constant testing. One change of large concern is President Donald Trump enacting the Alien Enemies Act of 1789. According to the White House, the invocation of the Alien Enemies Act, a wartime act, on March 15th is regarding the alleged invasion by the Tren de Aragua. The White House alleges the signing this act is purely defensive against the organized crime family. Although Trump flip-flops between denying and supporting his signing of the Alien Enemies Act, the consequences of his signature has had devastating effects for thousands. Despite targeting the criminal group, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, better known as ICE, or La Migra, has gone after allegedly kidnapped thousands of non-white Americans, visa holders, and green card holders. A 40-page filing in the courts has halted much of ICE operations under the Alien Enemies Act, but is currently in disputes. Chief D.C. District Judge James Boasberg has made the order to block Trump from removing immigrants in mass deportation flights, and wrote that the actions of Tren de Aragua do not amount to an invasion or a predatory incursion, as outlined in the Alien Enemies Act. The complexity of this topic is still unfolding. Migrants and documented residents, visa holders, and green card holders still face uncertainty, as social media shows alleged ICE agents detaining a range of both documented and undocumented individuals. Note that undocumented migration into the United States is a civil crime according to the law. The blurred line made through currently blocked Alien Enemies Act leaves much to look into. I'm Cassandra Kreishnik, now back to you at the desk.
The Mega Millions jackpot has soared past $500 million, but along the growing prize comes a higher cost to play. Recently, the price of a standard Mega Millions ticket increased from $2 to $3, with the Mega Player option now costing $4 instead of $3. Lottery officials say the price hike is meant to support larger jackpots and boost state funding for education and public services. While some players are excited about the potential for even bigger payouts, others question whether the higher cost will impact the amount of tickets sold. The next drawing is set for this Tuesday and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And if no one wins, the jackpot will continue to climb.
Will O'Brien joins us now with your political update. Will?
Good evening and welcome back to your All Access Political Update. I'm Will O'Brien. The fallout continues from the Signal Chat scandal from last week. This involves National Security Advisor Michael Walls admitting to mistakenly adding an outside journalist into what was supposed to be a private group conversation. As a result, that journalist, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic magazine, Jeffrey Goldberg, received access to vital attack plans for airstrikes on Houthi targets in Yemen, the chat detailing specific times and weapons that would be used. Fortunately, the attack went as planned and without incident, but the mistake has the White House on the defensive and members of both parties on Capitol Hill demanding answers. Other members of the chat, which included Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, among others, were called up to testify on what went wrong and how to prevent such mistakes from happening again. Some of President Trump's Republican defenders have tried to downplay the severity of the leak, but his Democratic rivals aren't being as kind, accusing the administration of incompetence and demanding full accountability. During the heated Senate Intelligence Committee hearing, Senators Tom Cotton and Mark Warner asked the witnesses for more details on the situation and future suggestions, noting that if the information shared over the chat got into the wrong hands, American lives could have been put at risk. The witnesses also faced similar questioning on the House side. Advisor Walls has taken full responsibility for the mistake, and Trump's top officials have pledged not to use Signal again for classified military talks. But so far, no one in the administration has resigned or been fired. In a new development, federal judge James Boasberg ordered Trump administration officials to preserve their communications about the attack plans over Signal. Boasberg happens to be the same judge presiding over the case disputing Trump's authority to deport suspected Tredda Aragua gang members to Venezuela under the Alien Enemies Act. In any case, the Department of Justice has announced that they're planning to comply with his newest order by tracking down the messages. As of now, it will remain up to Boasberg to decide if anyone on the Signal chat could face legal consequences, but no one is in jeopardy for the time being. Now, looking ahead to the next 24 hours, all eyes will be on Wisconsin and Florida for 3 open special elections. In Wisconsin, Republican Brad Schmel and Democrat Susan Crawford are battling for a seat on the state Supreme Court that will determine the future direction of local policies there. And going down to the Sunshine State, 2 House seats that were vacated by former Republican Representatives Matt Gaetz in the 1st District and, ironically enough, Michael Walls himself in the 6th will be filled. The 2 races were originally expected to go handily for the GOP, considering President Trump carried both districts by over 30 points in November last year. However, Democrats are eyeing upsets and with it the opportunity to further close the already narrow GOP House majority. In the 1st District, Republican Jimmy Petronis is facing Democrat Gay Valdemont, and in the 6th District, Republican Randy Fine is up against Democrat Josh Weil. We will have more news for you as it comes in, and we'll be keeping a close eye on the election returns tomorrow. But for now, that's all for your political update. Jake, back to you.
Will, thank you very much. After more than 9 months aboard the International Space Station, 2 astronauts have finally returned to Earth following an unexpected delay. Their scheduled departure was postponed due to technical issues with their re-entry capsule, sparking global concern. NASA confirmed the team landed safely in Kazakhstan and is now undergoing medical checks. The astronauts had completed a range of experiments in zero gravity, and despite the extended stay, spirits remained high. Their safe return is a testament to the space agency's resilience and adaptability under pressure.
This past Wednesday, the skating community gathered at the World Figure Skating Championship to honor the 28 members of the skating community that lost their lives in the devastating DC plane crash. The tribute that took place in Boston at the TD Garden lasted 20 minutes and included videos with a montage of the victims, poetry, and a live vocal performance. The Massachusetts governor and Boston mayor were in attendance and both gave an address to the audience. As with this tribute, the skating community has come together to produce other events like Legacy on Ice to honor the victims and families affected.
The High Point Rockers baseball team has a new MVP, and she has 4 legs. Meet Ruby, a rescue puppy adopted after Hurricane Helene, who now serves as the team's official mascot. Originally airlifted from Asheville during the storm, Ruby was meant to be a short-term foster, but quickly won the hearts of the Rockers staff and team president Pete Fish. Now, she spends her days at the ballpark playing fetch, greeting fans, and lifting spirits around the office. Ruby's story, from disaster rescue to beloved mascot, is a true home run for the High Point community.
We'll be back with a sports update and more after the break.
Alexa? Amazon's Alexa lost her voice.
I have the replacements ready. Just say the word.
I'm sure this is going to work. Show me a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich. Pathetic. You're 32 years of age and you don't know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Its name is the recipe.
Alexa, how far is Mars? How far is Mars? Well, I'm not supposed to go. I've never been there. This guy want to go to Mars. There's not even a recipe there.
Alexa, set the mood.
That's such a new mood. You're in the bush. And it's so dirty. And it's so sweaty. It's hot in that bush.
Alexa, reboot. Alexa, play some country music. Alexa, country music.
Brandon.
I'm afraid Brandon is a little tied up. But do let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Kiss me.
Thanks, guys, but I'll take it from here.
Welcome back from the break.
High Point University will host its annual Earth Day Festival on April 23rd, offering a range of activities to raise awareness about sustainability. The event will feature a live music, local vendors, educational workshops, and interactive exhibits focused on environmental issues. It's an opportunity for students and the community to come together and learn about eco-friendly practices while enjoying a fun and engaging atmosphere. The festival is a beloved tradition for High Point University students and marks the transition into spring. It also highlights the university's commitment to environmental stewardship and encourages everyone to take action in preserving our planet.
Last week, High Point University's newest student-produced show, What's the Point?, officially premiered. Combining creativity and comedy, the series features original sketches written by members of the HPU Screenwriters Association, showcasing their storytelling talent with a humorous twist. Production and filming are led by HPU Vision, our student-run media organization, giving aspiring filmmakers hands-on experience. As the show continues, it highlights the growing creativity and media talent emerging from HPU's School of Communication. Don't worry, because you can still watch the show on the NQSC Productions YouTube channel.
Ariana Rosenthal takes us to Asheboro for an inside look at the River Willow, a crystal store.
A woman-owned small business known for its display of eye-catching crystals and more is grabbing attention in Asheboro.
The River Willow, even if you read the sign outside, the afterthought is your spiritual haven. And that is very intentional because my biggest purpose for all of this was to have a space, even when it was just online, for people to be able to come and know that they were safe. Being in the South, it can be hard sometimes to find spaces where we don't feel judged. So I wanted a safe space where there was no judgment, regardless of your spiritual beliefs, your ethnicity, your background, your social status. I don't care, because we all need somewhere safe to go where we know that we're not being judged.
The River Willow offers a large selection of healing items, such as intention candles and dried herbs and flowers. Brittany noticed one particular section of the store had grown to be a customer favorite.
Definitely any type of jewelry. Most of the time it's bracelets, but also lots of necklaces. And I think that's just the sense of, you know, when we have the crystals, a lot of times people are like, oh, they're so beautiful. What do I do with it?
For those who fear losing their crystal, the store also sells necklaces where a crystal can be placed inside and vent clips for your car. Brittany's favorite crystal, called Labradorite, has a secret talent.
So many different variations of color as far as the flash goes. It looks very, very simple and gray. However, when you hold it under the light and you turn it in different angles, there's so many different colors. You can have some that are blues and golds and others that are pinks and purples and oranges. And I always tell my customers as well, like, you can always tell in the shop which stones are my favorite because there's always so much more of them than there are of the others. It's like I can't help myself. I get inventory in and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it all so much. I want to take it home, but I can't. So I'm literally like a monkey trying to sell bananas over here.
For All Access, I'm Rihanna Rosenthal.
In a groundbreaking medical development, Chinese researchers have successfully transplanted a gene-edited pig kidney into a living patient, marking the third such case in the world. The 69-year-old woman diagnosed with kidney failure is reportedly doing well nearly 3 weeks after surgery. Scientists are genetically modifying pigs to make their organs more compatible with humans, aiming to ease the global transplant shortage. The same team also implanted a pig liver into a brain-dead patient, where it functioned for 10 days. While challenges still remain, experts see this as a major step forward in xenotransplantation research.
One sports season ends and another returns. We have 2 reports for you tonight. Nick Allen will have all your updates in HPU athletics, but we begin tonight with Anthony Evangelista. He joins us live from the Cubane Arena.
From the Cabane Center and the home of the High Point Panthers, the Huss Bus has taken a detour. 4 members of the High Point men's basketball team have entered the transfer portal over the past week, likely signaling the end of their stints as Panthers. All 4 of the players in the portal were a part of the starting lineup over this past year, including guards Keza Jiffa, Chase Johnston, forward Kamani Hamilton, and 7-footer Jocelyn Bodo Bodo. Coach Alan Huss and the Panthers are looking to do a complete overhaul heading into this offseason and have already started looking at additions and replacements. High Point was able to nab a commitment from 5'10" junior guard Rob Martin out of Southeast Missouri, who earned all Ohio Valley Conference first-team honors this past year. And in addition, about 30 minutes ago, this is breaking news, the Panthers landed Jaden Young, a junior guard from Virginia Tech that averaged just over 8 points a game, including 16 in his last 6 games in the ACC. The Panthers, with limited high school recruits coming in, are expected to stay very active in transfer portal discussions. The coaching staff and High Point faithful are looking to replicate the historic season that the Panthers had over this past year, in which they saw themselves in their first NCAA tournament appearance in program history. Plenty more to come from Huss and the Panthers. I'm Anthony Evangelista. Back to you guys in the studio.
Anthony, thank you. Well, as he said, the basketball team has a lot of work to do to rebuild. Joining us now is Nick Allen. He breaks down the rest of HPU athletics for us. Nick?
Welcome to the All Access Sports Update. I'm Nick Allen. High Point University Athletics has seen a lot of action the past few days. We're in the month of March, meaning we have to start off diving into college basketball. Both the HBU men's and women's teams lost early in the NCAA tournament. The men's, in their first ever March Madness appearance in program history, dropped in the first round to the number 4 seeded Purdue University, 75-63, in Providence, Rhode Island. The women's team would fall later that night in the first 4 game in Austin, Texas, against the College of William & Mary, 69-63. Despite both teams falling short, it was a historic season for HBU, as it was the first time in school history that both the men's and women's teams advanced to the big dance. We move away from the court and head to the diamond, where the HBU baseball team advanced to a 19-8 overall record and a perfect 5-0 conference record after defeating Radford University 11-2 on Friday night and 32-8 on Saturday. Yes, I said that right, 32-8. It was an incredible offensive performance from the Panthers Saturday afternoon as they smashed 11 total home runs, including 3 from Braden Simpson and 2 from Christian Smith. The 11 home runs is the Panther record, and the 32 runs scored was another Panther record that was shattered. 8 different Panther players hit a home run, as there was a total of 28 hits, which is pure dominance if you ask me. The Panthers sit atop the Big South Conference standings at the moment and will face a tough test against the 16th ranked Wake Forest University on Tuesday, April 1st at 7 p.m. in Kannapolis, North Carolina. It was a great weekend for HBU men's and women's lacrosse as both teams secured victories over the weekend. The women's team took down Winthrop University on senior day 20-6. The victory was HBU's 5th in a row as the Panthers advanced to an overall record of 6-4 and 2-0 in conference play. Shannon Smith led the way with the career-high 6 goals, which gives her 29 on the season. Allie Connolly totaled a 3-goal hat trick, which gave her 23 goals through the team's 10 games. The women will look to further their win streak as they head to Virginia on Wednesday to take on Longwood University at 4 p.m. The men's team beat the Statesmen of Hobart College at home 9-7 to capture the team's 4th win of the season. Owen Button buried 2 goals, which marks 21 goals scored on the season for Button. The men will travel up north to take on the University of Massachusetts on Saturday, April 5th at 3 p.m. Lastly, we move to track and field, where records were broken over the weekend. Sean Thomas and Alex Constantino both broke the HBU men's jump record over the weekend after each cleared 2.15 meters. Thomas had set the previous record last season in the Big South Championships after clearing 2.14 meters. For Anything High Point Athletics, I'm Nick Allen, and this is HBU All Access.
Thank you, Nick. That is all we have for this evening. Thank you for joining us for another episode of All Access. I'm Jake Gutman.
And I'm Noelia Velasquez. We'll see you next time on All Access.